Zelda Robinson Show, Monday nights, Channel 19 on Can TV. Be sure and join me. That is, if you're tired of Chicago's cold winters, we can take a trip across the seas to the motherland, to South Africa, as a matter of fact. And you'll get a chance to see my South African tour to Johannesburg, Cape Town. What are some other cities I visited? Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, and a few other cities I can't remember. Soweto's, Nelson Mandela's, what is it called? Gosh, Nelson Mandela. Oh, 54321. And be sure and stop by and visit Nelson Mandela's squatters camp. We'll get a chance to see that up close and personal. Also, you'll get a chance to go into the prison where he once lived for 27 years, and that's really fascinating, so you don't want to miss that. And then when you get tired of South Africa, then you can go on over to East Africa, where you get a chance to visit and see things in Nairobi, Kenya. Just loving it, and I hope you'll love it too. Talk to you soon. See you there, Channel 19, Monday nights. Bye. Gotta get busy. Zelda Robinson is author of The Passion Principles, Pathways to Purpose, Power, and Profit, and her latest release, Inspirational Conversations, 365 Days of Empowerment. Her audio programs include How to Get the Job You Want, Making the Money You Want, Management for the New Millennium, Top 10 Tips for Public Speaking, if you're thinking of joining the speaking profession, and if you're in corporate America, How to Handle Corporate Chaos. Champagne, cheesecake, and conversation, where we visit the land of passion. And last but not least, how to get free radio and TV advertising. Learn the tricks of the trade from the pros. It doesn't matter whether it's live, video, or audio. Experience the Zelda Zone. And thank you for watching ZTV. Stay on purpose.
A lot of the success of what you were just referring to is casting. You have to find other people who understand the need to address this seriously. And if the consequence, you know, for me it comes from being a jingle singer and knowing that you have to be at your Coca-Cola spot at 3 o'clock. If you want to get to your Ajax spot at 5 o'clock, you can't get to the Coca-Cola spot at 4:15 and expect to be on time. So, you know, you organize your life, you know, and it has to be done that way. And in terms of, see, I love when it comes out right. And a lot of times it doesn't come out right until you run through it, a lot of times. And without that time to run through it, it doesn't make sense. It's really not the right thing. So we rehearse it, you know, a lot of times we do our things separately. Nat will take the band and I'll take the singers, and then we'll join together, you know, for the last part of it, and spend maybe a month or something like that if it's a new stage set, a month on stage, you know. I remember the one stage, remember Power of Love? We had Sinbad and The Sounds of Blackness.
And the moving elevator.
And an elevator and all of this stuff. And we did the stage set, thank you. We did, we rehearsed for a month in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And we just rehearsed and got the show just so perfect. And we did the first night and everything came off good and everything. And then what happened is we were supposed to go to Richmond, Virginia the next night for the next show. We get there and the stagehands had not practiced breaking the set down and rebuilding it. So we had to cancel that next night because they couldn't get the stage down into the next city in time. So, you know, for me, that was like a, you know, because that's not my thing. I don't want to have to tell the pilot, oh, it's the third button on the left, you know, you know, in order to land. Right, exactly, you know. So, yeah, I'm not a perfectionist. I sort of don't, I don't like that characterization. But, because, you know, perfection is one thing. I would like to think of it as excellence, though. I would like to bring excellent entertainment value to the people watching, you know, and I do that by surrounding myself with people who are excellent at what they do, and it all just comes together, you know, correctly. What's going on back there?
I think more people are trying to get more people. So talk a little bit about the label switches, because you've been on more than one label, obviously, throughout your career. You've just come to J Records. Is it different for you working at different labels? I mean, does the ambiance change, or do you bring such a stability to what you do?
Yeah, well, J Records is different than all the other labels have been. In the past, basically what I would do is I would record it, you know, deliver the music, go take the pictures, do the photo session, and with an independent art director, and turn in the album cover, and then they would release it. J Records is more self-contained. They have art directors. Well, most companies do have it, but my arrangement with Jay is that I work within the company a lot with everybody at the company, you know, so there's the art director person, there's the publicity person. I used to have independent publicity people at Sony, right. You know, whereas now we have someone in-house, and you know, and the song selection process is more of a committee process than it ever has been in the past, you know. Not ours, the ones that we do and generally turn in, you know, but the other ones, the other half of the album, everybody sort of chips in on what they feel about the song and how it suits me, and if I agree with it, we record it, and then, you know, nip and tuck and just go ahead. And if you don't agree? If I don't agree, I wouldn't record it, no. I mean, and everybody understands that. That's not even a big thing. If I don't feel a lyric or feel like the lyric suits me, you know. I didn't feel like the lyric for Take You Out suited me in the beginning. Really? Because it was a different lyric. The lyric, yeah. What was the original lyric? The original lyric was, she called me, how can I forget what she had on? Halter top with those capri pants on. Yeah, you're right. And pretty feet, which is a fetish of mine. I said, and who is this for? Ron had actually, and because of that, they didn't really see me in the song. And Ron had seen me in the song on a musical level. They said, no, but he's not going to sing that. And he said, right, but you just changed those, you know, we just changed those lyrics, but the rest of it suits him really well. And when I heard it, you know, I said, the first thing in my mind was, I just went by that. I just said, you know, well, of course, you know, that lyric will have to be changed, but the groove and just the fit and the pocket was just so right, you know.
So then did you change the lyric, or was somebody else responsible for that?
It was a co-venture. They sent a different lyric, which still wasn't right. They sent another lyric with a different melody. So I liked the melody in the second verse. I took the melody in the second verse and put the new lyric with a different melody into the first verse, sort of with a bunch of changes, you know, and that's how it ended up what it is.
Gotcha. Now, where do you see your career going from here? I mean, you know, what you've done in the past is good, and it's been great, but what are you going to do to take it to the next level?
Well, we'll see. I mean, we're all working.
Well, stay tuned.
No, well, we're all working together. You know, my music is soul music. You know, I always admired Aretha Franklin's career because she got to, you know, when VH1 did the, yeah, Aretha Franklin, bam. Yeah. You know, when VH1 was doing that countdown of the top 100 women in rock and roll history, you know, and when it got to about, you know, 21 and 17, and I hadn't heard Aretha's name yet, I was getting evil. I said, oh, no, they're not going to do this. This is not going to happen. And then she ended up being #1. And the reason she was #1 based on her being #1. She didn't do anything outside of her own artistic self to do that. And I'm the same way. I'm not, you know, I always say I'm not going to wear a blonde wig to cross over. You know, I'm not going to do that. But I do want to add an additional audience to the audience that we have. To me, it's like a pyramid. You know, my base is a black base, and it's an R&B soul music base, and it has to be that way in the same way that Garth Brooks's base has always got to be a country music base. No matter what happens to him. Additionally, the core of his audience is a country music audience, you know, and mine is the same. You know, I always, you know, I wanna stretch out worldwide. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Once you've done what you're supposed to do from the beginning, I want that music to be heard in Australia and in Thailand and you know, and on pop radio stations as well. and we're not going to do anything different to the music to get it heard on pop radio stations. We're just going to get more people to hear it.
Gotcha. So how do you handle your personal and your professional life? I know it's hard, you know, even on a small scale, keeping your personal life separated from your professional life, but you seem to have done a very good job compared to a lot of other artists. How do you handle that?
Well, you know, it's kind of a team effort for me. They are not so far apart from each other. I mean, the people who I've been with for all these years, they know me. You know, Nat knows me and every secret. You know, and I have friends who I've known for that number of years, and it's a small number of friends, and we know all the details of our lives, and that's fine with me. You know, that's who I trust with my innermost being, and that's fine. You know, and so in terms of just the public at large knowing just everything there is to know, you know, I don't feel that everybody's entitled. Do you feel it? Do you feel that everybody's entitled to know what color drawers you got on? No. You know, so and the beat goes.
Well, I'll ask you that later. Yeah.
No, but I just say that to illustrate. You know, I want to give all of myself that I have, but what I signed on for was to entertain you and to bring artistic spirit to you. You know, not to give you my mother's address. You know, and et cetera, et cetera.
And now I see I'm getting a signal from my illustrious boss here that we're going to open it up to questions from the floor. But finally, Rick was like, what am I supposed to do while you're talking? When things fall down, pick them up.
Very good.
Yeah, that's your job description today. So what is your advice to aspiring song? Because I know everybody's going to have their own personal question. It's going to be more of their, you know, what they're personally looking for. But overall, what is your advice to people looking to get into the music industry?
Well, I think the first thing to not do is to say, ooh,